Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a group of men and women who were known to be very different from each other. The men were strong and brave, while the women were gentle and nurturing. One day, a new king came to rule over the village, and he noticed the stark differences between men and women. He believed that men were the superior gender and should have more power and authority in the village. The men were thrilled with this idea and started to assert their dominance over the women. The women, on the other hand, were not happy with this sudden change and felt that their voices were not being heard. They decided to stand up for themselves and demanded equal rights and opportunities. The king was taken aback by the women's boldness and refused to listen to their pleas. Instead, he banished them from the village and forbade any other women from entering. The men were left to run the village on their own, but they soon realized that they couldn't do it without the help of the women. They struggled to take care of the children, cook and clean, and maintain the village. Meanwhile, the women had formed their own village in the forest, where they lived happily and peacefully. They worked together to build their own homes, grow their own food, and take care of each other. As time passed, the men started to see the value in the women's contributions and realized that they were equal partners in running the village. They asked the women to return and promised to treat them with respect and equality. The women agreed to come back, but only under the condition that they would be given the same rights and opportunities as the men. The king, realizing his mistake, agreed, and the village became a harmonious place where men and women worked together as equals. From that day on, the village prospered and the men and women lived in harmony, each respecting and valuing the differences between them. They learned that it is not about being better than the other gender, but about working together and supporting each other to create a better community. And they all lived happily ever after.